Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing well. I'm actually feeling really refreshed doing this video because it's been about nearly 2 weeks since I filmed. I was away for a week and then when I came back I was so tired and I just needed a bit of me time. I just needed to step back a little bit and just gather my thoughts and everything, and to be honest I wasn't feeling 100%, so I didn't want to come in front of you guys pretending that I'm all okay. So now that I'm feeling much better, I did actually come back to a box of goodies which I'm going to show you guys today. And yeah, we're just going to get right into it. If you are new to my channel, then hello, welcome. My name is Belle. Please be sure to click that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed, and do give this video a thumbs up. If you want an oldie but a goodie, then welcome back girl. I hope you are doing well. Hope you've had a lovely week, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So my face is looking really flat. We do need to add in some dimension, and as mentioned I came back to a box of goodies and these were in there. Obviously you can already tell by the title I'm going to be doing a review slash first impression on these new Beauty Bay bronzers slash blushes. I've also actually been looking for like more affordable bronzers. You guys know that I love a good bronze, even though Charlotte Tilbury one has pretty much been my go-to. I haven't been able to find a shade that's quite similar to that, so got my hands on these goodies right here. Yeah, I'm gonna swatch them. I got 2 bronzer shades and 3 blusher shades, but I haven't opened them yet, so I'm just gonna quickly do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just opened them all up and this is what they look like. The packaging is plastic, so I reckon because it's quite cheap, it feels quite cheap. I reckon if I drop this it probably would break on the first go, so have to be a little bit more careful with that. I do like the fact that it has a really nice slim compact, so if I'm out or if I'm packing my makeup to go away somewhere, it will be really easy to kind of snip this in there and it won't take up too much room, because that's an issue that I do have. My makeup bags sometimes, if I have like a massive bronzer like the Charlotte Tilbury for example, it takes up so much space. I mean, massive difference. It takes up a lot of space in my makeup bag, which can be a little bit annoying because I'm obviously carrying other products and powders like this, which is quite thick. So I like the fact it's got a nice slim compact. Again, as I said, cheap feeling, but it's all about what's inside. It does retail for £6. I've got it in 2 shades, so let me just open them up now. I've got it in the shade caramel and the shade cinnamon, and I sort of just went off what I saw on the website. It doesn't come with a mirror inside as well. So yeah, let me just bring these in a little bit closer. So these are the 2 bronzer shades that I'm going to be trying out today. They do look pretty good. I want to see what it compares like in terms of shade to my Charlotte Tilbury and my Fenty bronzer, but I'm going to quickly swatch these on the back of my hands and just see what it looks like. Obviously swatching it, it's not that opaque, but let me just show you guys anyway. So I've tried my best to swatch it. So the top one here is caramel and the one underneath is cinnamon. I'm glad I've got caramel because the undertone is more warm, in the sense of it not being too quote-unquote red. As you guys know, I've obviously been looking for bronzers that don't have that red hue, which is what most bronzers for dark skin girls do have. I do want to quickly swatch the blushes as well. I've got 3 blush shades in the shade Blossom, which looks like this, and it's got like a nice sheen to it. I just want to swatch it as well. So this is Blossom swatched. It's got a nice sheen to it as well. The next shade is Peachy. I have been looking for new Peachy blushes as well. It does look a little bit lighter than it did on the website, but we'll give it a try. That's Peachy. If it doesn't work for me, it could always work for potential clients when I'm doing their makeup, so that's fine as well. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you what Peachy looks like in the pan. Colour's looking more pale on camera than it is in person, but if I do it like that, you might see it a bit better. So that's Peachy. And then I also got the shade Coral, which seems like obviously Peachy Coral shade, more friendly for dark skin tones if I swatch this one. So these are the 3 blush shades that I got. So yeah, let's just go right ahead and start bronzing up this face. I'm going to start off with the shade Caramel, and I'm going to use a fluffy angled brush, which is obviously one of the cleanest ones that I could find. I deliberately haven't cream contoured. I've just done my foundation and obviously highlighted, but I do have a tiny bit of hyperpigmentation in this area anyway, so that's probably why it looks like my cheekbones are a little bit sculpted, but I haven't cream bronzed. So just nipping it in the pan, it does have quite a lot of kickback, and I just hope, I actually recently cleaned this brush, so I hope that it's completely dried. Woo! But anyway, let's go. Oof, the dust. Okay. Okay. Very, very subtle, the bronze, but it does actually look decent. You know me, I like to pack up my bronze, so before I actually give a full comment, I'm just going to apply it the way I usually do. As you can see, this is bronze. This is not bronze, so it definitely is working on me. Just going to continue to build that up as I usually do. You know me guys, I really don't like to go for like a super red undertone bronze, and plus I have too many of those in my kit anyway, so I really wanted to go for a bronze that didn't have like a warm red undertone, and I feel like this was the right one, and I'm actually glad that I got it because I can't see that warm red undertone, so that's a plus. Okay, so this is what caramel looks like. Definitely has done something, and then obviously no bronze. It's definitely made a difference. So I'm now going to go in with the shade, where is it? Cinnamon, which looks like that, and I'm going to use another fluffy brush. This is a bit more of a bigger fluffy brush, but still going to do the same thing. So let's give it a try. Okay, I'm glad I didn't go deeper because I can already see a hint of red coming through with this one. And imagine I got that darker shade after this. There was a darker shade after this. I will let you guys know a little bit more info about the bronzer in a hot second. But there was a darker shade after this, and I was so close to getting it. And I'm so glad that I didn't. I'm actually pretty happy with that. It's got a nice pigment to it, so it's definitely showing up really well. This is what cinnamon looks like. And that's what caramel looks like. So you can see a massive difference. So these are the bronzers. I just want to quickly compare it to my Charlotte Tilbury and Fenty Beauty bronzer, because obviously those are the bronzer shades that I've kind of been going towards recently. So this is what Charlotte Tilbury looks like. This is what caramel looks like. So Charlotte Tilbury looks actually a little bit more rich than the caramel one, but in terms of shade and undertone, I think it's actually pretty close. So let's compare Charlotte Tilbury Tan. This is Charlotte Tilbury Tan, by the way. I'm going to compare it to Cinnamon now. So yeah, Cinnamon has more of like a warm red undertone compared to Charlotte Tilbury. Let's compare it to the Fenty Beauty bronzer now. Okay, so I've got Cocoa Naughty by Fenty Beauty here, and then I've got Caramel by Beauty Bay. So I think I did actually pretty good with the shade match of caramel. So I'm really glad that I bought this one. And then if I compare it to Cinnamon, yeah, again, Cinnamon definitely has a bit more of a warm red undertone. If I compare this Cinnamon one to my Revolution, Makeup Revolution Splendor bronzer, so this is dark, which is like my regular shade, and this is what Cinnamon looks like. Okay, so Revolution seems to have a little bit more of a red undertone. If I just swatch these both together so that you guys have a bit of an idea, Revolution one is definitely more rich and more pigmented than the Beauty Bay one. I've just swatched it here on my hand. Okay, so this rich one here is Revolution, and then this one is Beauty Bay. Sorry if you can't see it properly. So as you guys saw, the Revolution one was obviously deeper than the Beauty Bay one, but so far Caramel obviously seems to be a brilliant shade match in terms of comparing it with my Charlotte Tilbury in Tan and Fenty Beauty in Cocoa Naughty. So if you wear those shade bronzers, then Caramel will be a good match with you. Good match for you, sorry, unless you're obviously going for like a more red undertone, then obviously you might want to go a little bit deeper than Caramel. Oh, we are looking a little bit washed out, aren't we? Okay, so for the blushes, I want to actually try Peachy first, because I did like the peach undertone, and obviously I don't really have a shade like this. It is looking a little bit lighter on camera than it is in person. It's a little bit more peachy than it is. I don't know if maybe if I move it back, it looks a little tiny bit more lighter on camera than it is in person, just to give you a heads up. But I'm gonna go ahead and try this anyway. I usually use a stippling brush to put my blushes on, so I'm gonna go right ahead and do that now. Oh yeah, I actually like this. This is what Peachy looks like. I actually do like the way that's looking. And I'm gonna put Blossom on top of Peachy, because Blossom does have like a bit of a sheen to it, and I think it will be too dark to use as a highlighter for me specifically, so I want to try that on top of Peachy and see what that does. So it has given it a more of a pigment, but you can definitely see a nice golden glow. I hope that's coming through on camera. Absolutely love the way that's looking. I do want to try Blossom on its own just to see what that's going to look like, but I actually really like how that's looking. I'm also going to try this shade Coral, just so that you guys can see all of the shades that I'm using in this video. Obviously, when you apply it with a stippling brush, it's not going to apply as heavy as you would like a regular fluffy brush, which is why I like using stippling brushes, because I am quite heavy-handed and I don't want to go overboard. Looks nice. I'm having to build this up because it is a stippling brush, but yeah, I do like the way Coral looks, but I do actually have another blusher from Revolution that is pretty much the same as this. This side is Coral. I wish it was a little bit more on the orange side rather than the pink side, but yeah, I mean, looking at it, I would have thought it would have given me a tiny bit more of a hint of orange than pink, but yes, I mean, it's okay. I'm not mad about it. I actually prefer this side than I do that side. This is what my face is currently looking like with the bronzers and the blushers. So I'm just going to quickly finish the rest of my face and then I will be right back. Okay guys, so I am back and this is the finished look. As you can see, my skin is glowing. I did actually put a little bit of highlighter on top, even when using that blusher that had a bit of a sheen to it. But yeah, so I just want to bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see the bronze a little bit better. Okay, so hopefully now you can see a little bit more of the tones of the bronzers and the blushers. Again, just to remind you, if you've forgotten, this side I used caramel and this side I used cinnamon. So yeah, I'm actually really happy that I got the shade Cinnamon. Cinnamon, I think for me, is like the perfect dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in terms of like the shade and undertone. Obviously I haven't used them together and I already know how Charlotte Tilbury works, but this is a great affordable bronzer. It's £6 and it's even cheaper than the Revolution one. It's very light and I would say a bit flimsy because I know if I drop this, the packaging is gonna break. So make sure you guys do not drop this, but in terms of my recommendation, I highly recommend these bronzers. They're £6. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with a £6 bronzer. How much is in here? Let's check. Okay, you get 6.5 grams. I think that's pretty good. So 0.23 ounces for £6 bronzer. I mean, we love a good cheap and cheerful product. So YouTube has now entered the scene in terms of that price range, and these £6 bronzers, I like it. I really like it. I'm going to continue to use the shade Caramel in my future videos. Cinnamon, I feel like I'm not going to reach for this as often just based on the shade, but you never know, I might be doing a specific look and want a specific kind of undertone, because even though it has more of like a quote-unquote warm red undertone, it's not as warm red as my other bronzers. So the Revolution one is a lot warmer and redder than this specific undertone in the shade Cinnamon. So I think Cinnamon may still be a good one for me to go for, even if I don't want to go for that kind of undertone. But I think Caramel and Charlotte Tilbury are going to be like my regular bronzer shades. You can see on my forehead area, even here using Caramel and here using Cinnamon, it has done a really nice job compared to how I looked when I first came on camera. You guys saw that I was looking a bit flat and I needed a bit of warmth and dimension brought back into my face. I will leave everything in the description bar down below, so make sure you check that out if you want to purchase any of these bronzers. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, this first impression, this video. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. And of course, I hope that I will see you all in my next video. Bye.